Hey there, good morning. It's been a while. Lots going on. The weather here in the Pacific Northwest has just been atrocious for the last few weekends. Get a brief break from pouring rain or blowing winds, and I'll get to the winds here in a second. But I just haven't been able to get out and do any litter picking for, God, it feels like a month anyways. And today's not a litter pick day. We had a storm roll through here that they call a bomb cyclone, and Issaquah, where I live, is one of what I was just reading online was one of the 3 hardest hit areas in the county, or in the state actually. And we had gusts of wind up to 70 miles an hour right here. So many trees down, lots of homes damaged. We got power has been out for us for about 36 hours so far, and they're saying it's going to be another 48 before we get it back. At least noon on Saturday, and today is, I think, Thursday morning, so it's gonna be a while. And tomorrow or tonight, there's another storm rolling in with 25-mile-an-hour gusts and heavy rains. So the weather's nice right now. I'm getting outside. I went for a brief walk yesterday afternoon just to get out of the house. Like I said, we got no power, got no cell service at my house. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to post this, probably Sunday, hopefully. But just went for a walk on one of the trails that I normally do, just to get some exercise, get out of the house, and there's down trees everywhere out there. Probably a dozen across the trail on a trail that I walk sometimes multiple times a week. So it's not obviously not a high priority cleanup. I'm leaving the high priority stuff to the professionals. There are trees that are down that are 150 feet tall. There's houses that have been smashed. It's really bad, but I gotta get out and do something. So I'm heading out to one of the trails. I've got an unusual loadout compared to what I normally bring with me. I'm not bringing a litter picker, not bringing a bucket, not bringing garbage bags. I got a rake, I got some loppers, I got a bow saw that I just picked up, and in my backpack I got a small hatchet and another saw. I wish I had a chainsaw, but if I was to get one, it would probably be electric, and that wouldn't work around here anyways right now. So just going to clean what I can, leave the really big stuff for somebody else to get when the King County runs this part of the trail here. So they'll come out at some point with their saws and clean that up, but to make it passable at least for people who are walking, because right now you have to go way off the trail, and just walking off the trail is a bad idea for lots of reasons. In some places it's not even practical because there's fairly steep cliffs on both sides, so you have to crawl through the wreckage of the trees. And I don't know how far I'll get. We'll see. There's one big one right at the start of the trail. If I get through that and any farther than that, I'd be pretty happy, but we'll keep at it or as much as I can today. Like I said, I got nothing else I can do. No internet, no cell phone at home. I have to drive to charge my phones with my vehicle, so that's not always a great idea. So texts are getting through every once in a while. It's just, this is what it doesn't look like a disaster zone, but we're living in, I think there's 500,000 people without power at this point, or 500,000 homes without power in the area. Street lights aren't working, stoplights aren't working. It's dark at night. So the only source of heat is a little decorative fireplace in the house, and right now it's probably about 38 degrees here. So it's cold, but I'll work it, get going, and I'll be able to set up lots of time lapses because I won't be moving much. So I'll catch you once I get down there. Okay, I'm at the first tree. So the trail goes through this thing. So I'm gonna clear what I can. There'll be maybe one big log that I can't, but I should be able to get around it, and then they can come and clean up the end of it here a little bit. So I'll set up the time lapse and you can see how long it takes me. I got what I could out of this one. It's a little better. You can get by it now without going off trail. The ones I left here are either bigger than about 4 inches, which I cut one 4-inch one there, and that was a lot. So the handsaw, a chainsaw would make that up in a couple of seconds. So I'm not going to burn all my energy on this now that it's passable. But the other reason I didn't cut some of these is because they're bearing load from the tree, and I didn't want the thing to roll on me. So once a chainsaw can come in here, it can cut that big branch off the top there and take the load off, and then they can just clean up these other ones real quick. So it's passable for hikers, not for mountain bikers. Well, they can lift their bike over the top, but at least the worst if it's done. I'll get on down the trail. There's a lot of little stuff farther on down that I can make a lot more progress on without burning so much energy. So it's about conservation of energy at this point. I'll catch you in a few minutes. Been at it for a while, working my way up the hill. There's been a lot of branch here, branch there, nothing to take a camera out for until this spot, which is top of a part of a tree anyways. Half of a tree came down here, and it's all stuff that I should be able to clear out. I've left, I think, 4 trees that need a chainsaw, cleaned up all the branches around it, so that all they have to do is just cut the big main trunk and roll it out of the way, and the trail will be open. So I've heard from people coming by that there's some really big ones down a lot farther up the trail, and we'll get to that today. My goal is just around the corner here somewhere, or up the hill here, is an intersection on the trail that heads out. I'll clean up to the entrance there, then head back to closer to where I started. There's a run down the hill there that I walked last night. Is really, really bad, and that's probably gonna take me more time than I have, but it's kind of the west side of this big trail area is what I'm working on now. And once I get up to this trailhead here, then everything else can be gotten from that trailhead and working more to the east. So I'll do the west side today, and if the weather holds, well, it's not gonna hold. I know it's gonna be bad tomorrow, so I probably won't be out, but see what I can do. Every little bit helps, I guess. So I can set up the camera here, find a place to put the camera, and we'll get this mess looking better. Well, I hope that worked out on the time lapse. You can now pass through this area. That feels good to get that done. But right up and around the corner here is the main trunk of this thing. I'm not moving that. Came off of this tree here. If it came down, that's gonna need a chainsaw. So anyways, I should be able to finish up heading up the hill here. I don't think there's any more down between here and the trailhead, so I'll get to the trailhead, turn around, and get back down the other side here. See you in a bit. I'm up at the top of the trailhead that is completely blocked down below, and this is what it looks like at the top. So I almost walked right past it and didn't realize that the trail was here. So it's just covered in pine branches and stuff, but it gets progressively worse as you go down. So I'll get started here at the top and see how far I go before I run out of energy today. I've been at it for about 3.5 hours so far, and I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a mile the trail's cleared so far. I'm gonna try and cut a path underneath this one just so people can get under it a little more easily, and then I'm gonna stop there because the next section is a big steep hill which somebody I ran into a little earlier calls the luge run, and you pretty much have to run down it. So I don't know if I can run down it. I don't know if I got the energy to get back up. And down at the bottom of that, from what I saw yesterday, is a huge tree that just took out a whole bunch of stuff down there, and it's gonna be a lot of cleaning. So I don't have the energy left in me for that, especially before lunch. So I am going to just cut a few branches out of here, clean this up as best I can so people can get around it, and then call it a day. Set it up for one last time lapse. Calling it a morning or a day. I can get underneath this fairly easily now. I left one branch there because it's bearing some load and I didn't want that log to sink any further, so at least people can duck under it now, and at least until the chainsaws get here and remove the whole thing. So just walk up to the edge here, over the top of the luge run, as I will now refer to it. I don't even know if you can see it from here, but it starts going downhill there, and there's around that corner there's lots of stuff to clean up. So anyways, there was one tree. I'm gonna grab my stuff, and there was something that I didn't notice when I was out hiking yesterday that I noticed as I was coming by. I'll just walk up there and then grab my stuff. But there's two trees up here that are leaning quite a bit, and their roots are pulled out of the ground. It's fairly common. What made this storm so bad, besides just 70-mile-an-hour winds, is that it came from the east. We don't normally get a lot of winds from the east. That's coming down the mountains, and it funneled through the passes and through the gaps, and it really amplified things. But it's also that those trees that are on the east side of things aren't used to getting the winds. Normally get the winds out of the southwest or the northwest, and they're just not used to it. So a lot of trees that never built up root systems on that side, protected by other trees, just couldn't do it. Or they got the downslope winds, which really amplifies things too. Pressure down, another tree falls on it, and away we go. So here are two trees that those are gonna come down. The roots are out. They've been pulled out here. Obviously way too big for me to deal with. I'm gonna let them be, but I would imagine when the county comes through, they'll look at those and go, yeah, we're gonna have to cut those down because they will fall on one of the trail that runs through here. There's another trail that runs off the side here and up to the trailhead. So those will come down at some point, but
I believe you also call those widowmakers because they're hung up. And you can see that another tree had its top taken out of it up there. So yeah, just storm did a lot of damage, and this is just a small chunk of it. And hopefully it's the only one that we have of that nature this fall, because it's really kind of a shame. There's a lot of big open spots in the canopies here now that weren't there 3 days ago. So it's every time you come out hiking, you see something different, and today it looks completely different than it did a week ago. So anyways, I'm gonna call it a day. Again, no TrashMob stuff today, but hopefully when we get TrashMob really up and going, this will be kind of the thing that people who are registered for the site, and when there is a natural disaster of some sort and people do need help, you can use TrashMob to coordinate and get the tools and the people out where you need them when you need them. So that's one of the side goals, and hopefully we'll see that as a reality here in the next year in 2025. So if not sooner. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe.